And I know it's being coordinated, not my department, my them. There are some of us whose numbers are public like mine. Everybody know my 4514069. That's everybody call it. And they leave messages and so on. And we continue to open up ourselves even more, especially in this difficult time. So I'm not averse to my number being published on your station. It's published everywhere. Somebody said to me, why you keep putting out your number? You can't take all those calls. I set time for the day to return calls. And sometimes I'm in meetings and there's a little lone spot there. I glance over, I receive, I send messages. Why? Because when you sign up for service, you don't sign up for it and then claim the regular privacy that everybody else have. You either sign up or you don't. Just like you go to join the army, there's a distinct chance that you could go to war and die. That's just life once you sign up for it. So everybody is out, and all my staff are challenged to be as available to people as they can. And all 4 regions are fully activated to do everything they can. They are out and about, and we have arranged before equipment, we've arranged food supplies and so on, so that we don't have to talk about being hungry or anything. You look in my van back now, you see a big box in there with snacks and water and stuff, because I can't be out in some deep areas and start saying, when is lunchtime, where I'm going to go. We equip ourselves and prepare to go right to the maximum until we get back to some level of normalcy. It's really a challenge in the country.
Audley Gordon is the Executive Director of the National Solid Waste Management Authority. Thank you very much, sir, for the work that you and your team are doing. That's it for the headlines. Thank you very much. Carlton is going to take over for another Money Masterclass, which is brought to you by those of us here at Sunrise. We're going to be talking rebuilding your corner office post-disaster. It's brought to you by JN Bank, actually, so stay with us.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winford Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yeah.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Mammogram can shape your motherhood. The Jamaica Cancer Society, helping women now. Visit the website at jcs.live. Early detection saves lives.
Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
Odyssey with Yendi, brought to you by Grace, Singer, and Islandnet Services.
Where it all begins. The quest to become great. Inspired by those who went before them, These 4 boys dream of playing in the ISSA schoolboy football competitions.
Will you score this for Casey? Will you score? It's a shot, it's a goal!
And it's a shot, and it's a goal! And Casey has won the Manning Cup, and they will play Clarendon College in the Olivia Shield.
Every dream conquered is another dream gained. I land and I fly again like a jet plane. Headed straight in your direction. 'Cause I'm wiser, one step closer. I'm winning 'cause I work so hard. And the music keeps on playing, and the people them I say we are my show tonight.
I am made for more. That's why I got a JN Bank small business loan to open my salon and build my dream with my style. Now I am my own boss, popping my own style and trending up.
Start your journey with a Jane Bank Small Business Loan with small business loans with as little as $10,000 and up to $4 million. Visit janebank.com or contact us on WhatsApp 876-295-1298 to get started. Jane Bank, we will help you find a way.
And that's what you love to see. They may be rivals, but the camaraderie is what it's all about. Can't wait for the final.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
Odyssey with Yendi. Brought to you by Grace, Singer, and IslandNet Services.
Thanks for staying with us here in Sunrise. I'm your financial educator, Carlton, and it's a new day. And for many Jamaicans, a new beginning after Hurricane Melissa. This morning's Money Masterclass, brought to you by Jane Bank, is all about recovery. We'll be checking in with some of the small business operators from the Corner Office to see how they're rebuilding. Starting in Clarendon with O'Shane Jadon Mambi, owner of Boomy International, who's been working to sweep up after Melissa's mess. Our first guest this morning is O'Shane. We want to hear from O'Shane this morning to see what's happening, you know, how he has been able to maneuver and to go through what's happening this morning, because it has been a rough patch for many business persons. Let's hear from O'Shane this morning.
Greetings, greetings, greetings. Yes, yes, we are here.
Nice. O'Shane, how are you doing? How is everything? How have you been able to maneuver? What has your experience been like with this hurricane?
The experience with this hurricane, I mean, I've been through a couple of hurricanes, and this one, it wasn't not different. The only difference was the long period of time the hurricane sit on us, you know. But we do what we could, and right now we in the position of cleaning up, or we start cleaning up already. But we as the broomman, we know that once need the brooms to clean up debris and stuff like that. So the broomman, some went off the bush already. you know, we here production started to make brooms. You have some broom and already have brooms, you know what I mean? So we just want them to know that we are here as the broom community and we're getting stuff preparing to come out there to supply the wider Jamaica, you know?
But let me talk about the community over there in Clarendon, Jadon. How was that over in Clarendon? What was the impact like on persons in that area in Clarendon?
Well, we definitely feel it, you know. We right now we don't have any light. Light is out in the community. No water. You know, you have a lot of people who lose them house stuff, them roof stuff like that. Even house, you know what I mean. A lot of fence stuff like that blow down. However, over the years, we in Canaanites, we elevate. We went through different storm already. So you have people who realize them not go zinc again. So you have people we have much more deck house and stuff like that in the community. So it's not like all of the community is battered, but you have people who would never have that. You definitely get the full power of this storm, you know.
Jadon, I remember the last time you were here, the last time we spoke, you know, you would have shown us several different kinds of brooms that you make. I myself have one broom and I use cobweb down the ceiling, yes. One long broom. You know, I have a smaller one in my car, you know. But which brooms would you say are in greatest demand? What do people want right now?
Well, definitely the ones want the yard broom that I'm building right now, and house broom, because you have a lot of people house that blow off and stuff, so they have to clean up inside. So I would say the yard and the house broom is definitely in high demand right now.
So you're shifting attention to that. From a business perspective, of course, you have your raw materials that you always would be using. Did you suffer any loss where that was concerned? I know that in the rain, you know, things are going to wet up and that kind of things. You know, do you have any concerns where that is, where as it relates to your raw materials that you're using, your inputs into the business?
Well, definitely, you know, because with our business, Broomy is that brand that work with the brewman in Canaanites, you know, and the brewman in Canaanites is like a cottage industry. So you have most of them don't have any properly preparation for even put them material and stuff like that. So you have ones who never really have a good shed at the first. Them definitely have lost right now, where touch and all of these things are wet, blowed away and all of them stuff there. But you do have people who, as I say, over the years, them build up certain structures. So you have people who definitely have material can even sell to the next brewman them and stuff. And I mean, so as I say right now, we definitely, you have brewman feel it, and you have that brewman who did prepare, so them not really feel it like that. Them have enough for them can even help to sell back them next broom compared.
Jadon, just one question. From a financial standpoint, as a business owner, how do you think this is impacting you? Did you have any money saved up, anything in the stash that you can use now to push the business going forward, or it's a big impact now from a financial standpoint?
Well, I wouldn't really just pray me, you know. I would have pray, as I said, the brewman them, because I work with the brewman them. Say if them not good, me not good. Even if me have money saved up, it's still not going to help them, you know what I mean? So right now, I think this is a great opportunity to help the broom community, because we always, I do it without help, you know, without structure, and this is a major push back. However, the brewman them is very resilient and always find ways how to make things work. So we know that we're gonna definitely make things work.
Nice. Jadon, thank you so very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we're wishing you all the very best for the business. And we're hoping that, as you mentioned, that the broom community will recover even stronger than this, you know, and that we will see the fruits of those, you know, the labor. Thank you so very much, Jadon.
and I just want to let the ones them know that over the years them support the broom community, and the broom community is here putting things in place to come forward to help him get back the country in a full recovery mode. You know, so we have a clean sweep, physical sweep, and a spiritual sweep, and a mental sweep. Jamaica need it right now, you know.
Trust me.
Enough respect. Thank you.
Respect. Thank you so much, Jadon. But Dennis, I'm telling you, and as Jadon mentioned a while ago about clean sweep, I saw some footage over in the western end of the island, and I'm trying to figure out how it is that persons get up yesterday morning, get up this morning, and see the level of damage, the debris, the level of sweeping that is required, really.
It is difficult, especially when you have a devastation of a certain magnitude. It's almost like, where do I start? Where do I start, you know? But I did see some evidence of even just cutting through a way into Black River. You know, I know persons who are trying to get into Black River, and they tried 3 different ways, driving for hours trying to get in. And I know that in terms of the rescue effort and the recovery effort through the government, they literally had to cut away in the massive
just to get
destruction.
Through. Yeah. And for us as Jamaicans, sometimes it's not only just about the physical getting things back in order, but as you mentioned a while ago, a mental preparation, sweeping through mentally to get us through.
Yeah.
Because I think half the challenge is not just the physical part, you know, but mentally, how am I going to get up? I saw a lady who said she lost her roof during burial, and then she's back now a year after, and she has lost her roof again and the structure again. Yeah. And mentally, she just can't go on. I'm thinking of persons like that on that end of the island who would have experienced this last year, and they think it's this year again. That mental fatigue, I can't.
I was listening to a report of a young man who attempted suicide.
Because of this?
Yeah, during the storm, attempted suicide, and suicide was not completed, and is in hospital now, significant spinal damage due to how. Yeah. And it does take a toll. It does take a toll.
It does. But I know as Jamaicans, and we've been hearing it over and over, we're strong people, we're resilient people, we'll bounce back after this, but during the process of bouncing back, I mean, it's all good and well, you know. A year from now, we'll bounce back as a country.
Yeah.
But during this difficult
it's a process.
now,
Going through it is not easy. Do we have another guest?
Yeah. So we're going to jump on over to St. Thomas.
Yes.
Yeah, where we have our next young entrepreneur, Jeffrey, you know, who's our flower person, to find out how it is that he's navigating the storm damages in Pamphlet. Jeffrey, talk to us this morning. How are things for you on that side? What was your experience like, Jeffrey, during this hurricane?
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, Jeffrey.
I would say my side not get as bad as hit as I would say down the parish. Well, you have some up in the air, like closer to Portland side that got a hit, but St. Thomas, like near Yallas, where I'm at, we mostly get a lot of rain more than breeze. Okay. I'm grateful for that because my plants would get a lot more damage. Most of them, we try to lay them flat, but the greenhouse get ripped apart. I nail up what I could, put up what I could. The taller plants, I have to make sure that those are put flat and put something on them so they didn't blow up.
So you in the preparation phase, I want take us through some of the things that you did. I mean, you would have heard the warnings from the relevant authorities. How important was heeding those warnings to how you prepared to preserve something for you to recover?
Well, the greenhouse where I didn't have anything much in, I had to take those down because the mesh are very important, the boards are very important, so I had to take down the mesh. Some of the plants could come out because they were in fragile state because they were just springing up, so they needed mesh. So some of them I had to leave up, had to take the risk because some of them, if they were took down, then I would have to take it as a loss. But yeah, so some of them would have to risk keeping them up, and some I have to take it very seriously because if the taller plants were that already out, I put them flatter, put things on them, lay down majority of the plants. Some of them still got ripped up, some of them still tear off, but some trees nearby me that could cut, some still break down and damage some of the plants. So take as much preparation that I could.
In Jeffrey, right now, given that the storm has passed, what are some of your biggest challenges now in getting back the business to a state of readiness? What are some challenges that you're facing now immediately after the storm?
Well, basically, bringing up back the greenhouse from scratch. Majority of them got tear, but I'm gonna say again, I did salvage most, so bringing it back up. Water is another problem too as well. So we save most like some rainwater in these barrels next to the house and some near the greenhouse. So water is one of the problems, bringing up back the greenhouse back from scratch. So mainly those are the major problems.
Are you forecasting a reduction in demand for your products, or are you reaching out to your customers or your usual customers who, you know, would be purchasing your products, or are you hunkering down again for the post-storm drop in demand?
Well, even my suppliers, because I do grow for myself, but even my suppliers, even them lost a lot of mother trees, so I know that there will be drop in plants overall too as well. Citrus and a few different type of fruit trees. So there are people still reaching out to me because they lost their fruit trees, so they want to replace it with some new fruit trees.
So actually you might end up having a significant increase in demand for your product.
Yeah, but I might not have that amount. As most of the mother plants, you either get the stop them off or damage or breaking apart or stuff like that. So we have to go recover. We as farmers that do citrus or do lychee or do June plum and do those exotic type fruits, we have to recover because we don't have anything to really take it off or to grow it.
Jeffrey, any support that you have been able to get from your community? Have you heard of any government grants, anything like that that can maybe help you as a farmer to move forward?
So far, no, not as yet. Maybe it is still early, but so far I haven't received anything like that. So I'm just basically recovering, putting up most of my plants. These are the lychee, and you know them stay strong. So just recovering on my side. But if anything like that is out there, well, I'm available. You get what I'm trying to say? I'm out there on every social media platform. So any help, not just to me, to other farmers like me, would appreciate it.
Nice. Jeffrey, thank you so very much. I wish you all the very best. I know from our last interaction when we spoke earlier this year, you know, your spirit is unmatched. You know how positive you are, and how to maintain that kind of energy as you go through now until you're able to get back on your feet where you were maybe a month or two ago, or maybe last week. You know, wish you all the very best, Jeffrey, and God's blessing and speed on the business.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, so thank you so much. That was O'Shane Janon Mambi from Boom International and Jeffrey Burke of Jeffrey Flower Supplies. That's showing, you know, that rebuilding takes grit, it takes community, Dennis. It takes a good plan.
It does.
Because in business, Dennis, you need to, after you assess the damage, I want you to refocus on your cash flow now. Cash flow is very important now in business.
Yeah.
You know, try to assess what's important now in business. You know, try to put all the things that are not necessary right now, and see how it is that you can focus on maybe inventory, as you mentioned. If the structure was impacted, focus on structure. You know, check on your human capital. And a lot of the businesses sometimes we focus on just the inventory of, you know, internally and the building, but your human capital is also important.
Indeed.
We focus on that as well. So,
all right, excellent. Well, that was Money Masterclass. It was brought to you by JN Bank. Well, TK is on standby with your morning news.
Opportunity comes knocking, grab it. When I got my piece of land, I saw more than just soil. I saw a future. With a JN Bank small business loan, I grew that dream and built a better life for my family.
Start your journey with a JN Small Business Loan with small business loans as little as $10,000 and up to $4 million. Visit jnbank.com or contact us on WhatsApp at 876-295-1298 to get started.
Tired of the high interest rates and the whole heap of loan payments every month? Take a debt consolidation loan from AIM to pay credit card bills and all other high interest rate loans from other institutions. Make one low monthly payment to AIM and take home some extra money in your pocket. That's financial freedom. One loan, one low payment. More money in your pocket. Call AIM today to lower your loan payment. And remember, you won't find a better deal elsewhere. Guaranteed.
Everybody want to see a country right now. One thing about Jamaicans, we might have differences, but we know when something is good for all of us. And when we work together against crime and violence, we are stronger than ever. And that's how we know the Citizen Security Plan can work. That one that name CSP. The Citizen Security Plan is an initiative of the Ministry of National Security in partnership with the European Union. It's an all-of-government effort to create safer streets and build stronger communities. Go to mns.gov.jm to learn how you can play your part.
The rebranded Heart NSTA Trust offers more than just skills training. Come to us for prior learning assessment to get certified without the need to attend classes. Let us provide the guidance and mentorship you need to start your own company through our entrepreneurship and business development services. Access our literacy and numeracy training through the High School Diploma Equivalency Program. We are Jamaica's Human Development Agency.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
Odyssey with Yendi. Brought to you by Grace, Singer, and Islandnet Services.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes. Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Welcome to Morning News. I'm TK Dawkins. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says all necessary emergency relief efforts have begun in St. Elizabeth, declaring that while the capital took the brunt of Melissa, it will rise stronger and better. But he concedes it will be a massive task.
The first line of effort in this regard is to clear the roadways to allow for vehicular traffic. Not just to allow people to come in and visit relatives that they can't get in contact with, but to bring in much needed supplies to the supermarkets and the other supply centers which are now empty. So once we get that accomplished, then we will start to see on top of that more assistance coming in, including assistance from ODPEM and other relief agencies who I'm certain are already mobilized waiting to come. It is going to be a massive task to rebuild Black River, this historic town. But while it is destroyed, we can vision a future of it rising stronger and better. because the truth is that many of the buildings were not properly located in the first place. They were in vulnerable areas. We will now take the opportunity to properly reorganize the town and to build back even stronger. So yes, we got a big blow. Black River is what you would describe as ground zero. It took the brunt of it, and the corridor through the south of St. Elizabeth, through Black River, going across the island, going into St. James, that corridor was totally damaged. But the recovery is not beyond us. It's not beyond the government. It's not beyond the people, and we will get it done.
The Norman Manley International Airport and the Ian Fleming International Airport reopened at 4 p.m. on Wednesday for relief flights, with commercial flights and operations to resume from 7 a.m. today. The Sangster International Airport will reopen today at 10 a.m. to accommodate relief flights and is expected to be reopened for commercial flights on Friday. Transport Minister Daryl Vaz, who conducted an aerial tour, says the devastation is enormous.
I'm pleased to advise the country that based on my tours of the airports since this morning, which I have now concluded, I can state clearly that firstly, the Norman Manley International Airport and the Ian Fleming International Airport, Boscobel, will be open today at 4 p.m. for relief flights. It will be open tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. for commercial operations, which include incoming and outgoing flights. For Montego Bay, they will tomorrow, Thursday, the 30th of October, at 10 a.m. be open to accommodate relief flights. We are continuing assessment, and we will have a time no later than this afternoon for the reopening for commercial passenger flights, which will be no later than tomorrow, Friday morning, the latest. We will keep you advised and to let you know that the recovery will start once these relief flights come. The devastation is enormous. Words can't describe based on my aerial tour. So we need all hands on deck to recover stronger and to help those in need at this time. God bless Jamaica.
Over in sports, CVM Sports has begun to assess the impact of Hurricane Melissa on the sporting sector by starting to look at how some of the main venues may have been affected. We take a look now at Caymanas Park. Here is Rowan Daly.
Disastrous images continue to emerge from Jamaica given the passage of Hurricane Melissa, which has devastated sections of the country. Concern would naturally arise about the state of certain complexes, in this case Caymanas Park. While the entire complex was spared the destruction, some stables did not. CVM Sports has been officially told that at least 5 stables were severely impacted. Trees uprooted, flooding, structural damage, including compromising of the roofing systems. Trainer Anthony Baba Nunes appeared to have suffered massive damage, all the above and more, which comes as a major setback for the title-chasing contender.
Guys, I know that we have to be grateful, but my God. A lot of Caymanas Park is unscathed, but we certainly didn't avoid it. We haven't even been able to get to, it seems like the house is alright, but we haven't, some of them we can't even take out to their stores.
We are, however, happy to report no animals were harmed during the hurricane and appear to have come through without blemish. The complex itself suffered minor structural damage, no setbacks to essential infrastructure. A few of the rails were down, advertising signs displaced, and a section of the roof to the commentator's booth. The racing surface remains in excellent condition, so much so it will be reopened on Thursday for exercise, while the equine pool will remain closed. It was officially announced there will be no racing on Saturday. Rohan Daly, CVM Sports.
And that's it for Morning News. Join us again at noon for more from our news and sports desk. I'm TK Dawkins. Sunrise continues after this.
Make home yours with up to 30% off select items at Quartz. Get lounge, dining, and bedroom furniture starting at $11,999. Fridges, stoves, and washers starting at $26,999. And smart TVs starting at $24,999. Shop today with Quartz Ready Finance and get more. Make home yours with up to 30% off at Quartz, bringing value home. Offers end October 31. Conditions apply.
Do you own land and need a title? Well, the National Land Agency NLA can help. Through the systematic land registration process, the NLA will assist residents to get titles in declared project areas across Jamaica. Systematic land registration is the methodical and orderly registration of parcels of land in a designated area known as systematic adjudication area. For further information on the systematic land registration process, including declared systematic adjudication areas, who can apply and the benefits, visit the National Land Agency's website at www.nla.gov.jm or email asknla@nla.gov.jm. The National Land Agency, one agency, one goal.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yeah. Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Where it all begins. The quest to become great. Inspired by those who went before them, these four boys dream of playing in the ISSA schoolboy football competitions.
Will he score this for Casey? Will he score? It's a shot, it's a goal!
And it's a shot, and it's a goal! And Casey has won the Manning Cup, and they will play Clarendon College in the Olivia Shield.
14 minutes after 7 o'clock in Kingston, Jamaica. Good morning to you wherever you are tuning in. Thank you very much to all the people all over the world who are watching us, especially tuning in because they want to get the information about what's happening here in Jamaica. Well, guess what? We've got the information right here for you. We want to say good morning to our sunrisers who continue to always rise with us. Shauna, Divine Ray, Odette, good morning. Charlene, we're sending love to your family in St. Elizabeth and to everyone else. We do hope you are well. Now, we're on the other side of Hurricane Melissa, but for many schools, training centers, and youth programs, the recovery work is just beginning.
Yes, that's right. Joining us this morning is Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth and Information, Senator Marlon Morgan, to share how the ministry is working to restore learning spaces and how you can lend support to this and other relief initiatives through the supportjamaica.gov.my .jm platform. Good morning, Senator.
Morning, Senator.
Hi, good morning, TK. Good morning, Dennis. And I'm saying good morning to the viewers of CVM Television. Good to be with you.
Indeed. Going straight to the meat of the matter, I know that schools have been closed for a few days now, particularly because of how slow the storm was and the rain that was dumped on the island from far back as last week. And so the challenge that we have is that there has been significant learning loss. At what point, I mean, let's now, this question isn't directed at, for instance, St. Elizabeth and Western Jamaica. At what point would, for instance, schools in the corporate area and the rest of the country that can, at what point are they going to be reopened?
All right, just to provide some context that
having a bit of trouble there with Senator Morgan's line. Hoping that he can reconnect. Are you back with us?
I am with you. Are you hearing me? Am I coming through okay?
Hearing you now. Go ahead.
All right. I was just indicating that the system, Hurricane Melissa, would have impacted Jamaica not in a homogeneous way because the western end of the island, some South Central parishes were particularly adversely impacted. However, in the eastern end,
still having some challenges there. We're going to see because again, but he is making the point, which is why we're trying to compartmentalize. I've tried to compartmentalize my question because there are some schools, for instance, in the corporate area, which have not been, which have not been impacted in the same way as in Western Jamaica. Can those schools reopen? When can those schools reopen? I know that many teachers have been trying to adjust, send work into the WhatsApp groups and that kind of a thing. Parents have been trying to adjust, but there has been significant learning loss.
Absolutely.
This academic year has taken a hit, and we're just in October. And so, the first 2 months of the year have been rough. The second part of the question then is how does Western Jamaica and the education system there recover? Joining us on the phone let's see if we can just have the audio of the conversation.
That connection will be better.
Senator Morgan, you were saying that it has not been a homogeneous impact. How do we move forward from there?
Indeed. And so what we are seeking to do is to minimize disruption to teaching and learning as much as possible and to, of course, mitigate the adverse impact that the passage of Hurricane Melissa would have had. And as such, we have the eastern section of the island that would have been, less terribly impacted, certainly relative to the western end of the island. And as such, we're proposing as a ministry to get back in the face-to-face modality to the extent that conditions on the ground so allow on Monday in relation to Regions 1, which comprises the parishes of Kingston and St. Andrew, or Region 2 space, which speaks to St. Thomas, Portland, and St. Mary, and of course Region 6, which is essentially St. Catherine. And so we are indicating to the education system that we are seeking to get back into the face-to-face modality to the extent that the conditions on the ground so allow in respect of schools in St. Catherine, St. Mary, Portland, St. Thomas, and of course the corporate area, Kingston and St. Andrew. But bear in mind though that a number of our schools, some 700 plus of them serve Dennis and TK as shelters. And so to the extent that the eastern side of the island as well would have been less badly impacted, we are working with ODPEM and the external stakeholders to determine what is happening at those schools that have been serving as shelters, because going into the weekend, we suspect that we may be able to transition more of those evacuees out of the respective shelters.
Oh, wow, yes. I didn't even think of that. You're so right, Senator, that some of the schools are also doubling as shelters.
Yes.
And so for those persons
the overwhelming majority of shelters are schools.
And so for those persons who were impacted in the hurricane, are probably still utilizing those schools for the shelter.
Right.
And so that's so true. But so in terms of therefore then, Senator, is no particular timeline for those.
Again, you have to take it. So you're saying, Senator, you have to take it region by region.
Yeah.
Region by region.
Region by region. And so the ministry is issuing directives to particular regions rather than a national directive. It can't be a national directive. It's a region by region directive for return to schools.
But Senator,
indeed.
But Senator, that sounds then for those places like you mentioned, the corporate area, the St. Catharines, the Portland, that maybe wasn't as impacted, we can see some resumption, like getting back to normal.
As of Monday, you say?
As of, say, Monday, maybe?
So we are proposing Monday. We're intent on resuming on Monday, but as I said, it's all contingent on what the local realities are, because you may have had school, though they are situated in the eastern end of the island, like St. Mary or Portland, that may have sustained levels of damage such that they would not be able to return in the ordinary course of business in relation to Monday. And so at present, in as much as the government, through the Prime Minister and ministers like Minister Vaz and Dr. Tufton are embarked on their requisite damage assessment. It is a similar thing going on in the education sector. Our regional directors have been in touch with their principals to the extent that they have been able to attain connectivity, have been feeding information into the system in relation to the level of damage or the degree of impact the system has had at their respective school plans. So we are in damage assessment mode. We're seeking to determine the degree of displacement in terms of the respective school plans all across the country. And so far, I can indicate to you that based on the anecdotal information and otherwise coming into the education ministry, the western parishes, as we suspect, have been particularly terribly impacted. And of course, Region 5, which is Manchester and St. Elizabeth, have also not fared well in relation to Hurricane Melissa.
So then
we are going the route of our emergency education and emergency framework.
I would imagine then that this is the first, in terms of term one, if we're looking at a 3-term academic year, or if you want to look at it from a semester perspective, term one in Western Jamaica I wouldn't say it's a write-off, but there's going to be prolonged learning loss in term one, which is going to throw off the timeline for students to do things like to get into the GSAT assessments, PEP assessments on time, for persons to get to the CSEC assessments and CAPE assessments on time. Are we having those conversations? Are we beginning to contemplate having those conversations with the regional and national examination boards to adjust timelines or to make special provisions for students and schools in Western Jamaica and in Region 5?
Well, you pose an excellent question, Dennis, but let me at the very outset and after that indicate that the term is not to be considered as having been, total loss or write it off. The truth of the matter is that we have been at this juncture before, certainly last year in relation to Hurricane Beryl, but there's no denying that the impact of Hurricane Melissa has been tremendous. That notwithstanding, though, the ministry has been well down the wicket from an institutional standpoint in terms of resilience by developing some years ago what we refer to, Dennis and TK, as our education in emergency framework, which essentially articulates how we maneuver when we come upon external shocks, such as, whether it's a pandemic or, of course, a major weather event, such as a hurricane. Now, what that means is that while there are schools in Jamaica that have been damaged, in some cases, some have been completely damaged, we have partnerships with other entities, for example, church groups or churches and communities, where we will seek to situate, as we did in the case of Prattville Primary and Infant last year following Hurricane Beryl, where we utilized a particular space at a church hall, and we find other modalities to the extent that there are bits of infrastructure around the country that have better withstood the ravages of Hurricane Melissa. So that is the mode we're in, seeking to just determine the realities on the ground and seeking to carve out what is possible, because at the end of the day, the mission for us at the Ministry of Education is to minimize learning loss and the displacement in terms of the education sector as far as possible, which is why we have gone ahead some years ago and institutionalized literally this education and emergency framework. So we have been here before, we have, proved this concept before, and all our stakeholders are seized as to what the mission ahead is. It's going to be a long recovery road, but we know that there's essentially a triaging of damage that will take place, and of course the schools that have been more severely impacted will come in for some focused attention as we seek to get the school plans back up and running in terms of the physical infrastructure.
Senator Morgan, in response to Hurricane Melissa, one of the things the government has done is launched the supportjamaica.gov.jm platform, which allows persons to donate in helping with the recovery. Can you tell us a little bit about that? How exactly does it work? How will the funds be collected and dispersed? Could you just give us an overview on that?
Well, thank you for the opportunity, TK. Now, in being proactive, the government recognized that to the extent that Jamaica was, in the crosshairs of the weather system, Melissa, it would have been important for us to set the stage for the mobilization of financial support and other critical considerations by having a dedicated platform, which is a website in this case. It is supportjamaica.gov.jm. It is a website that went live Tuesday, the same day that the system impacted us. And so far, based on the update I received last evening, we have had, Dennis and TK, some 2 million plus visitors. Yes, 2 million plus hits to that website. The website has raised so far in excess of 90,000 United States dollars, and in terms of Jamaican dollars, in excess of 4 million Jamaican dollars so far. So it's fairly encouraging. You'll appreciate that Jamaica enjoys considerable goodwill around the globe. We are, of course, the nation of Bob Marley and Louise Bennett Coverley, and we're the nation of Shirley and Fraser Price and Usain Bolt. So Jamaica, in terms of name recognition and just brand recognition, and Dennis is a man who is big on brand. Yes, in terms of how we register amongst our peers around the world. And so, to our credit, that has been working for us. You see a number of organizations and bilateral partners indicating support. No less a person than Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, and his boss, Donald Trump, the President of the United States, have signaled support for Jamaica. And it is something that we're eternally appreciative of and we're grateful for. So when the resources come into the website, it's a central repository, and through the respective modalities, support will be, provided to persons who have been displaced and so on, as we seek to mount this massive recovery effort as a country, as a people united for that common purpose of getting Jamaica back on track.
Marlon Morgan, I know you have many interviews to do during the course of the day. Thank you very much for your time. Our guest has been Senator Marlon Morgan from the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth and Information, discussing the ministry's post-hurricane efforts to keep the wheels of education turning.
So again, the official site for donations to help in recovery efforts is supportjamaica.gov. That's .gov.jm.
And pay attention to the spelling.
Yes.
Because people will create fake platforms that look like, just maybe a slight spelling error.
Yeah.
Look carefully.
Look what you're doing. Supportjamaica.gov.jm. And remember, every bit helps. Anything that you can give at this time, share the link with your friends, your family, people all across the diaspora, because as we can imagine, it's going to take significant funding to get sections back on its feet. So we head into another break, but there's more sunrise when we return.
Employers and householders, access the Heart NSTA Trust Skills Registry today to employ trained and certified skilled professionals. The time by Heart is
6:30.
Sunshine snacks, cheese balls, rubber sunshine, rubber cheese balls. We are crunch on a cheese balls. Daddy nickel pick, rubber cheese balls. Sunshine snacks, cheese balls, rubber sunshine snack cheese balls. Some cheese in every bite, flavor in every crunch. Extra cheese if you love it so much. Love cheese in every bite. Rubber sunshine, rubber cheese balls. We are crunch on a cheese balls. Daddy nickel pick, rubber cheese balls. Sunshine snacks, cheese balls, flavor in every crunch. Rubber sunshine snacks, cheese balls today. Enough cheese, enough flavor.
Chase the Northern Lights with your Sagicor Bank credit card. Wouldn't you like to experience the natural beauty? Use your cards right, and you could be the lucky winner of an all-inclusive cruise vacation for two along the Norwegian coast to see the Northern Lights. The more you spend, the closer you are to your dream adventure. Enjoy the best rewards ever. Visit sagicor.com for more information.
Made for more. That's why I got a JN Bank small business loan to open my salon and build my dream with my style. Now I am my own boss, popping my own style and trending up.
Start your journey with a JN Bank small business loan with small business loans with as little as $10,000 and up to $4 million. Visit jnbank.com or contact us on WhatsApp 876-295-1298 to get started. JN Bank, we will help you find a way.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Oh, it's been rough. The storm has been raging, and my faith is shaking. I still hear you whisper, I'm here with you. My shepherd, lead me. I'll go, I'll follow.
Welcome back to Sunrise. Thanks so much for staying with us. As the nation continues to assess the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa, stories of survival and loss are emerging from communities across Western Jamaica. Some areas, especially those tucked away in the hills, remain completely cut off, struggling with food or water. This morning, we turn our attention to Lethe, a small community straddling the border of Hanover and St. James.
Well, the devastation there is total. Homes have been flattened, roads are impassable, and entire livelihoods have been washed away. Joining us now is Felicia Lego. Felicia, like so many of her neighbors, has been trapped since the storm made landfall. She joins us to share what life has been like and what help is still desperately needed. Hello, Felicia.
Good morning.
First of all, I mean, give us an idea of the community of Lethe. Many people, if you're not from St. James, you might not know where it is. Explain, like, in terms of landmarks, how you get there.
Yeah. So Lethe is a few minutes away from Anchovy, so you might be more familiar with that area.
Yes.
You leave Montego Bay and Reading area and come up. We are right by the Great River.
And so, well, first of all, you're cut off, but how are you able to make connection with us? Because so many people are without any form of connection.
Yes, we were very lucky. We have a Starlink that we protected greatly during the storm. So since we were able to start the generators yesterday, we've been able to make contact with our loved one and trying to make our word out there.
Lisa, tell us a little bit about the impact the hurricane has on Lethe itself. Like, can you describe maybe the scene there now?
We had impact is huge. When we woke up yesterday, I mean, all the vegetation is gone, but also most of the board houses, which are the main housing in Lethe, are gone. So a lot of people were without house yesterday. The roads are completely blocked. When it comes to the trees, that's something that everybody's been joining together since yesterday to cut and try to clear the road, but some of the roads are completely flooded. And our main concern is that we don't have access to anywhere outside of Lethe. The Lethe Crossroad Road has some parts that have washed away. A bridge has broken, and we were told that Long Hill, which is our main access to Montego Bay, is completely broken, where it's inaccessible with any vehicle. Even walking is hard.
Felicia, I have been thinking about what it was like. Explain, if you can, just give us a little bit of a description as what was it like on when it came on Tuesday afternoon. What was it like to be in the experience of a Category 5 hurricane? Because we in Kingston, we felt it, but we don't feel nothing like what you felt in Lethe.
It is the scariest moment I think any of us have ever experienced. The houses, even the concrete houses, were shaking. Our windows were broken from inside, even if plies were outside the windows. The thing is, it went on for so long, so that at some point we lived close to the river, but far enough that you would never think the river could come close to us. And we kept seeing the river getting higher and higher. To give you an idea, at the square of the village, the river came over most of the buildings. The shops and buildings have mud on rooftops. They lost most of the goods. We were praying a lot.
So if you're cut off, you're a remote village in rural St. James, Hanover, and a lot of the supplies that you have been lost. So what do you need now? If supplies could be brought into the community, what do you really need to be brought into the community right now?
Food, water, fuel, as well as tarpaulin and things to try and start fix some of the roofs of the board houses that were the least damaged. Some of the houses are gone, but some of them is the roofs that were broken. So tarpaulin and material like that to try and fix some of the housing.
Felicia, what's the general state of mind of the people of Lethe now? Are the people hopeful? Are the people starting to are afraid, feeling desperate? What's the general mindset?
Well, I could see that this is one of the best example of even why I chose to live in Jamaica. People are coming together, people are joyful and very hopeful. So that makes things a lot easier. People have been getting together and really trying to do our best here, sharing a lot. But we're just kind of scared for in a couple of days when we start to run out of resources and we are unable to access anything outside of here. I'm wondering what's going to happen then.
Yeah, and I mean, during the day it's one thing, but when nightfall and no light and no nothing, that's when you really feel the weight of the devastation come down. And so just for emphasis, they need food supplies, they need water. They need supplies that can help them begin to clear the debris and the mud and to begin to recover. Is there a message that you would like to send? I'm glad that you're saying that people are working. Is there a message that you like?
There was a little item also, for example, the fact that we are isolated. There's a man that died during the storm, and now the family doesn't know how to proceed because we can't report it. We can't have anybody come up to Lethe and remove the body. So this is a big issue as well with the fact of being so isolated. let alone if somebody gets sick now, or we are. I'm not sure how we're going to.
Just for clarity, the gentleman died not as a result of the storm. He just died during the storm, or he died as a result of the storm.
Our understanding is it is because of the storm, but I could not confirm. I could not confirm exactly. Yes. I haven't been there, and I don't have that kind of expertise.
Okay. All right.
Well, I'm so grateful that we're able to hear from you and for you to highlight, this particular area, Lethe, something that we can now highlight to others and see how best we can help and
they're
intervene.
Hearing the situation, and now they know that there is a community that you have been cut off, and that you do need that assistance. And thank you very much for speaking with us today.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Glad that you are safe as well.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. Thank you to Felicia Lego for speaking with us, sharing the reality on the ground in Lethe. One of the big winners, if there's a big winner of this storm, Starlink.
Starlink, I'm going to tell you the truth.
Yeah. I mean, there are so many people who have been able, I have been able to contact.
Thanks to Starlink. And that's the only way that we would have been able to.
That's the only way. And they've made, I gather they've made a partnership with Flow. Yeah, so persons are able, if you follow, if we can give the instructions, we'll give the instructions as to how to connect via your Flow devices if you have them, all right? So definitely we're going to continue to be pushing updates on the relief efforts in Lethe and other isolated communities. And if you have information about a similar community, I'm going to ask you to share that information with us as much as possible.
Help us to get the word out, because information is power at this time.
Indeed. 18 minutes going up to 8 o'clock. We're going to take another break and we'll be right back.
Oh, it's been rough. The storm has been raging, and my faith is shaking. I still hear you whisper, I'm here with you. My shepherd, lead me. I'll go, I'll follow. Don't leave me alone. You promised you'll never let me go.
Into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes. Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Hi, I am Beverly Brissett Lawrence, a proud breast cancer survivor, and I live to serve God and serve others. June 2022, I was told that I am diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. I did 8 cycles of chemo and the lumpectomy. As you know, healthcare is very expensive, especially cancer treatment. But the Sagicor Life Triple Protector plan I had went a far way in helping with my treatment and surgery. Based on my experience, I've introduced critical illness plan to everyone. This is a benefit that you get once you're diagnosed, once you're alive. The benefit is there for you.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
This is the Aedes aegypti mosquito that spreads the Zika, chikungunya, and dengue viruses. Search for its breeding sites and destroy them.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
The time by the Ministry of Health and Wellness is 7:45.
It's time.
Welcome to High School Pitchside. We have another fascinating episode for you.
More matches, more big clashes.
Let's talk about some of the big rivalries coming up this week.
More of your favorite features.
And trust me, you won't fall asleep in this history class.
And of course, we always want to hear from you.
Hear from your alma mater's players and coaches in Team Talk.
You know we can't leave you out. So send us your messages on social media and watch us react on FanView.
And you know we love a good little debate, right, Gio? We've got you covered all season long on High School Pitchside.
High School Pitchside, your ultimate guide to all things schoolboy football, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
Everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
Odyssey with Yendi. Brought to you by Grace, Singer, and IslandNet Services.
Where it all begins. The quest to become great. Inspired by those who went before them, these four boys dream of playing in the ISSA schoolboy football competitions.
Will you score this for Casey? Will you score? It's a shot, it's a goal!
And it's a shot, and it's a goal! And KC has won the Manning Cup, and they will play Clarendon College in the Olivia Shield.
All right, there up on the screen we had the information for the Flow Starlink, both for Android and iOS devices. So if you have one, you can just follow those instructions and you can improve the quality of your signal, of course. All right. Thank you for staying with us. It is now around about 12 minutes, 11 minutes going up to
7:48.
Yeah, so what does 7:48 mean?
Not do that.
If you have something at 8 o'clock?
Not do that.
You have
7:48.
You have 11 minutes to go. And of course, if there's one thing that we've all learned over these last few days, it's to have faith. Because guess what? When the storm is coming and you can do nothing about it, you've done all you can, have faith. When the winds howled and the lights went out, it was faith that kept the candles burning. This morning, we're holding on to that same faith, and we're blessed to have Minister Marion Hall with us, joining us from Florida. She's here to, help strengthen that, and she's here to remind us that even in the midst of the storm, God never left the boat. Minister Hall, good morning.
Bless you. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Morning. I see you representing Jamaica.
Minister Hall, come out in our black, green, and gold,
Yes, praise God. I was telling my peoples online that I wore this T-shirt 2 days ago, and where I was, all right. So I've been in the supermarket where all the Caribbean people was, and I didn't hear anything. But when I got back to the beach, all these white people were saying, "You from Jamaica? We praying for you.
Oh, wow.
You got people in Jamaica? We praying for you." There were so many people telling me that they're praying for Jamaica. So I was telling them, you're not alone. We are not alone. There's other people that are praying, and they're not Jamaicans. The Jamaicans are praying, and you have Americans praying. People in England, people are praying. So the Bible tells us about the effectual, fervent prayer of the righteous. The Bible said it availeth much. So when 2 or 3 gather, 4 or 5, there's thousands of people praying. So you have to just stand in faith, knowing that God is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think. A lot of people right now, they're like, why would God do this? Because people love to say that. But I hear a lot of people coming to their conclusion. It's because too much this happening in Jamaica, too much evil, too much this. Evil is all over the world. But if that is it, then the Bible said, if my people who are called by my name, that's what the Lord said, will humble themselves, seek my face and pray. Just seek his face and pray. Turn from our evil ways. He will forgive our sins and heal our land. If that's it. But I'm not going to jump to conclusion and say that's it. Some people saying it's man-made. God do whatever God want to do. But what I know is he's a restorer. He's able to restore that which is broken, that which is shattered. Amen. Whether it's heart, the land, or whatever, he can heal the land. He can heal your broken heart. He can restore you. He can give you more than you had before. So you have to just trust God, call upon him, because he said in his word that he is the strong tower. Your house wasn't strong enough, but if you have strong faith, God is able to rebuild that which you had and give you more than enough. Amen. He said, I shall supply all your needs according to not your riches or mine, but his riches and glory in Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Where are your family located in Jamaica? In Western Jamaica?
I have some in Kingston. Nothing wrong with that house. Chirias, nothing wrong with that house. Just a little water to dry up. So I was just looking at how God is. When I pray, this is how I pray all the time before any storm. I say, God, wherever there's a property or a house with my name on it, I pray you visit that house today. I pray you cover those people in the house, cover the land, That's how I pray. So everything was intact. Nothing was lost. Yes, so I came up last night. I was laying down. I said, because I keep saying, how can I help? I don't have money. How can I help? So I'm like, okay, I have a house in Ocho Rios. There's 9 bedrooms. I have a nephew down there. Yes, but you have people who, they're ungrateful. They're not grateful. And I'm thinking so many people right now with their children don't have a house, a roof over their head. So I wrote a long message on Facebook last night. I said, I have a house and I can put up 4, 5, 6 single mothers with 2 or 3 children, because I have 8 rooms inside. It's very big. It's huge. It has video cameras on the property, and it has breadfruit and mangoes and coconut and all these things. I don't lose them. Just one coconut tree fall down, and I'm like, why not give this place to make it a shelter for some
source of
mother,
refuge.
Amen. A place of refuge. I was saying that to my sister this morning, because you have people one lady said, I hope this is not a scam. I said, your heart is just dirty. In a time like this, I'm saying, I'm giving up my house. It's sitting there. No one is living there more than one ungratefulness. You know what I'm saying? That I'm going to take him. I'm going to let him go, because I rather give that place such a big space. It's big. It's huge. And if these mothers and these children can live as a family, say 6 months to a year, based on how,
the recovery is going.
Amen. So instead of having a house sitting down there because it's deteriorating. That's what's going to happen. You got to fix the roof. You got to let them go there.
Well,
So how do they
yes,
reach
that was
you?
going to be my question.
How do they reach you? You will determine, because you might have a flood of people reaching out to you, but so they can reach out to you
on Facebook where you posted it. Is that the best way to contact you if they're in need?
Send the email. I have a manager, Delroy Escoffrey. We made butt head, but one thing with him, if I call on him to do something like this, because he's a man of God, a true man of God, coming from the dance hall, diaspora too, he will fine-tune everything. He dot all I's and cross all T's. And then I have someone in Ocho Rios underground that I know will oversee. You know what I'm saying? So I may not, the only thing I don't have though is money. Like financially, I don't have that. But I have the space. And, if people help, like I told them, if I get help through the church, if we, the church, get help financially to send food and clothes, whatever you need. Because right now, the water system in Upton is kind of funny, so you have to have a pump. My pump broke. I can buy a pump, so we shoot the water up into the house because it's 3 floors. So my email address is marionallministry@gmail.com, and if they go online, they're also gonna find a 305 number, which is my manager's number. So I know. I'm looking for people like way down, in Sav and them, Santa Cruz and them place that, was their houses is gone, and they have to have proof to show me or who in charge that I actually don't, have any house right now, me and my children, and we do what we can do to help, and they can stay up to 6 months to a year.
Wow.
And by that, I think 1 year is good enough time for them to get back on their feet. And they got to love each other, live like a family. I don't know how to, because this house is just a big house with 8 bedrooms. Upstairs, there's 2 bedrooms where I used to stay with like a master bathroom and walk-in closets.
Well, Minister Hall, I know that offer is something that is a godsend for so many. And the fact that you are making that available really speaks to your heart. We hope you inspire others who probably, like you said, maybe them say, I don't have the money, but I have a property I can help with, or I have some goods or something. So hopefully you have, gotten the ball rolling with other Jamaicans in the diaspora. We thank you so much, and thanks for your time.
Always a pleasure speaking with you.
God bless you. God bless you. And Jamaica, just know that this is not the worst, because a lot of places them have war and just all kind of things. But listen, we don't even hear a high number of people who passed. There wasn't a lot of death. So just know that God is watching over you. He was blocking the storm, and that is why the whole country was not destroyed. Because look, it was everybody talking about how strong. They had never seen one like this. And we're still standing because God is with us. And he said he'll never leave us or forsake us. So call on him. What did he say? Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything else shall be added unto you. Maybe another person is planning right now to open their house up to some people in need. Amen?
Amen. What a powerful reminder from Minister Marion Hall. Really helpful in this time in the hearts of many. Thank you for that.
All right.
So stay with us. There's more sunrise on the horizon.
Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
Odyssey with Yendi, brought to you by Grace, Singer, and IslandNet Services.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yeah. Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Trust Hawkeye's Total Connect. Hawkeye, securing what matters most.
Time by Hawkeye is 8.
Now, thanks so much for staying with us. And recovery doesn't stop at our shores. The Jamaican diaspora has been rallying in a big way, sending supplies, funds, and plenty of love home. Joining us via Zoom is Commissioner of Tamarack, Florida, Marlon D. Bolton. He's been leading relief efforts to help communities hardest hit by Hurricane Melissa. Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning, TK. How are you?
Well, I am well, I'm blessed, and I want to find out from you, Commissioner. You represent so many Jamaicans who, you know, you're away, but you're hearing the news about what's happening in Jamaica. What was it like for you to experience this hurricane as a Jamaican living outside of Jamaica? What was the entire experience like for you?
Nerve-wracking, to say the least. I heard horror stories about Charlie and about Gilbert, and we heard about Gilbert being a Category 3 hurricane, and when I heard that this hurricane would be Category 4 or Category 5, it was just a sinking feeling. And so I checked on my parents, my brothers, my sisters, my mom. I have family still living in Jamaica, friends, and so forth, and they were all panicking. But all we had to do was try to prepare the best way that we could. I could just think about the country at large, our tourism sector, as well as people who would have lost everything. It was just a time of depression, to say the least, in my heart.
Yeah. Well, Commissioner, you know, you've always been so closely tied to us here and doing so much. What's happening on your end now as it relates to efforts around Hurricane Melissa?
Certainly, there are cities around the city of Tamarack that are doing the same efforts as we are. We are collecting supplies to be deployed to Jamaica. So we're talking about sleeping bags and tarps and tents, food supplies, medical supplies, first aid kits, pharmaceutical supplies, all sorts of hurricane supplies, as you can think about. So in the city of Tamarack, we have about 6 locations collecting these items. And then on November 5, we'll also have a day of action at the community center from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. where residents can bring in their supplies so that we can get them to the island of Jamaica. And of course, we also started an online link on Amazon where people from around the world, not just in Tamarack, can go on to Amazon and purchase supplies. It goes directly to a warehouse here, and then we get to go through all the logistics to send it to Jamaica. So we're doing that. Of course, we have a big partnership with the richest born Jamaican woman, Dr. Trisha Bailey, who has come alongside us and some local charities here, like Get Vision International Missions. And we are putting our efforts together to send money, remittances, as well as supplies to Jamaica. No, I sit on the board of the Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport, so we have some connections with cargo planes and aircrafts. So we have our shipment firstly going to Jamaica on November 10th. We're working with the Office of Disaster and Emergency Management in Jamaica, as well as Jamaica Customs, to get all of the products into Jamaica. So it's a big operation that we're doing here in the city of Tamarack and Broward County in general. The mayor of Lauderdale, Denise D. Grant, is also from Jamaica. So she's assisting in a very big way this initiative as well. So it's a community initiative. It is a unified effort, not just the city of Tamarack, but cities around South Florida as well.
So, you know, you mentioned the day of action. Take me through that. So Jamaicans, or not Jamaicans, but anyone is able to bring in things, they're able to volunteer. Tell me a little bit more about the day of action.
So the day of action on November 5th from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. will be at our Tamarack Community Center. And so we have put out a call to action. We have a list of things that people can bring. We're not going to accept pre-loved items, but we're going to accept new items to send to the island of Jamaica. And so there are residents who are already going online, buying some of those supplies, as well as on their own going into the supermarket or different stores to buy the things. They'll bring it to the Tamarack Community Center. And then one of the requirements of the Jamaica Customs is that we have to make sure that we take an inventory of all of the products that we're getting, send the list to the customs in Jamaica ahead of time so that they know exactly what is coming in. And so we have people on the ground, logistic managers, as well as local charities. We are coordinating with the Johan Blake Why Be Afraid Foundation there in Jamaica to make sure that they are the Jamaican leg of this project. So from here, the city of Tamarack gets these items or get funds. We send it to a local charity here, and then the local charity coordinates with the local charities in Jamaica. Just a little bit of legal red tape there, but we want to make sure that the supplies and our donations get to Jamaica. So we did not want to go through some big bureaucratic organization where perhaps the donations would get there but not get there in time. We want to make sure that our donations get there almost immediately.
Commissioner, it's people like you who really step up to the plate, places like Tamarack, places like Lauderdale, places like Florida, and there's so many Jamaicans across the island who I know are rising to the occasion to help us in this dire time. Thank you so much, not just for all you do, but also for being right here with us on Sunrise this morning. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. It's always my pleasure, TK.
Many thanks to Commissioner Marlon D. Bolton of the city of Tamarack, Florida. We appreciate the continued support and love. Stay with us. More love coming to you from here in Sunrise after this.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
And that's what you love to see. They may be rivals, but the camaraderie is what it's all about. Can't wait for the final. Let's delve deep into the issues. we'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes. Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
Odyssey with Yendi. Brought to you by Grace, Singer, and IslandNet Services.
It's time.
Welcome to High School Pitchside. We have another fascinating episode for you.
More matches, more big clashes.
Let's talk about some of the big rivalries coming up this week.
More of your favorite features.
And trust me, you won't fall asleep in this history class.
And of course, we always want to hear from you.
Hear from your alma mater's players and coaches in Team Talk.
You know we can't leave you out. So send us your messages on social media and watch us react on FanView.
And you know we love a good little debate, right, Gio? We've got you covered all season long on High School Pitchside.
High School Pitchside, your ultimate guide to all things schoolboy football, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV. Where it all begins. The quest to become great. Inspired by those who went before them, these four boys dream of playing in the ISSA schoolboy football competitions.
Will you score this for Casey? Will you score? It's a shot, it's a goal!
And it's a shot, and it's a goal! And Casey has won the Manning Cup, and they will play Clarendon College in the Olivia Shield. And that's what you love to see. They may be rivals, but the camaraderie is what it's all about. Can't wait for the final.
When the bus the man, I want to watch my son play finals on CVM, you know.
But mums, you can't watch it on CVM website, man.
Boy, my son score, my son score, my son score, my son score.
Greatness begins here.
A mammogram can shape your motherhood. The Jamaica Cancer Society, helping women now. Visit the website at jcs.live. Early detection saves lives.
Every dream conquered is another dream gained. I land and I fly again like a jet plane. Headed straight in your direction. 'Cause I'm wiser, one step closer. I'm winning 'cause I work so hard. And the music keeps on playing, and the people them I say we are my show tonight. Oh, what a feeling! Don't stop dreaming. Keep on believing in the power of the feeling. Whatever you want, take a chance. Song in your heart, step in your dance. You got a spark, don't fit it down, shine your lights
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
Odyssey with Yendi. Brought to you by Grace, Singer, and I.
About Jamaica that eludes the world is that we are not just a geographical location, we are a people. And until you fully grasp this ideology of a place, not defined by coordinates relative to the Earth's surface, but defined by the mere fabric of its people, you will forever be confounded and you will overheat like a malfunctioning radiator when you're trying to figure us out. I know that this might be quite quaint to you, but community still exists in Jamaica. Here we understand that no man is an island, no man stands alone, and so we make everybody's business our business, pun intended. But when it is most important, this one thing is that which drives our resilience. Yes, Melissa was catastrophic. No, your doom and gloom narrative was not ill-placed, but watch as we turn the noun Jamaica into a verb, because you, my friend, are about to have a front row seat to Jamaicaing like Jamaica has never Jamaica before. My fellow Jamaicans, what we say out here, you pick him up, you lick him down, him bunks right back. What a hard man for dead.
Of course, we welcome you back. And then, of course, when we last spoke with Andrew Dennis, a.k.a. Miss Pearlie's grandson, Manchester was bracing for the worst. Well, today we're reconnecting with him via Zoom to see how the parish and its people are holding up following the passage of the storm. MPG, how you doing?
Good morning, Dennis. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. I'm glad to see that you are well. You're in Manchester, but I don't know why I've always associated you with the beautiful parish of St. Elizabeth. What am I thinking there?
That association is perfectly fine because that's where I'm from. I am a breadbasket baby, but I'm currently residing in Manchester.
Ah. So the house where you've been a bill, a Manchester City?
Manchester, sir.
All right. Now the clarity is there. But I was in Manchester yesterday, and of course, he spared the worst, but some licks still get. I mean, tell us a little bit about the experience of the people who many of us are not focusing on right now.
The thing is, Melissa was catastrophic for a lot of us because even for those people who never necessarily experienced the leveling that went on in St. Elizabeth, it was very, very, there was a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of panic, there's a lot of mental strain that go on during Melissa because trust and belief, Melissa come with a vengeance, Melissa come like it get, like somebody send it to Jamaica, you get me? Melissa come like it hears something and it have something to settle with the country. You understand? It's not proper thumping our back. It's a proper thumping our back we get from Melissa. But I must say that despite everything, we have managed to pass through it. And now we are going to do what we do best as Jamaicans, which is just pick up the pieces, each one reach one, help each other, and just push through this time and rebuild stronger.
Speaking of picking up the pieces, MPG, what are things like this where you are now? What's the scene there? What type of impact did it have where you are specifically?
Boy, TK, from my vantage point, if there are 10 houses, 8 have no top. If there are 10 houses, there are 8 of them without roof, people just walking around, picking up them sheets as things, very reminiscent of us just picking up the pieces and trying to put it back together to make back a cohesive whole. A lot of roofs were lost. And you know, it just looked chaotic, but not nearly as it does in St. Elizabeth. When I tell you that thing did a number on our breadbasket parish, that thing did a number on our breadbasket parish. Devastation, man. Trust and belief.
What part of St. Elizabeth is your family in, that side of your family in? Have you been able to make contact with them?
I have been able to make contact. As a matter of fact, I drove down there yesterday. I didn't quite get to my community because I took it on myself yesterday to basically drive out of my house with a cutlass in hand and my water boots on and tell myself, say anything when I'm sitting on the road, I'm gonna do the best I can to clear it. And so I was doing some clearing yesterday, almost like NSWMA did call me and give me a contract. And so I didn't quite make it to my community, but I saw somebody from my community who went there earlier and assured me that things there are not nearly as bad as they are in Black River and Santa Cruz and those places.
Well, speaking of cutlass in hand, what's it looking like on the ground now in terms of where you are? Are people out cutting down things, cleaning up, clearing up?
Yeah, the cleanup process, has it begun?
Yeah, what's the cleanup process like there?
The sound of generator and power star rings in the air. That's basically what we have now for the most part. The beautiful thing is that there is accessibility in and around Mandeville. I am yet to come across a piece of road that is impassable, and even if there are one or two spots, there are go-arounds, and so it is bad and not too bad. The trees have taken a beating, as you can imagine. Imagine somebody take a sprig at time and decide that them don't want the stem in the pots and just take off the leaf. That is pretty much more or less what happened with most of the trees that we're seeing around us. But we have accessibility. People are trying to pull their lives back together. So really and truly, and depending on where in Mandeville you are too, it does look quite, it harkens to normal, you know, which is a far cry from what is going on in St. Elizabeth.
MPG, keep up the good work. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, we have to try. And I'm specifically, I like this frame, Dennis, because I specifically chose this frame because one of the things I like to demonstrate is that regardless of what we've been through, you know, I hear Lisa Hanna said something yesterday, the same sky where bring the storm is the same sky bring back the sun. And so I'm standing here with brilliant sunshine behind me, reminiscent of our bounce back, reminiscent of the fact that we will be able to recover from the catastrophe that was Melissa.
Indeed we will. Indeed we will. And if you can manage any more inspiration and, you know, make some nice video for the people and watch and smile, you know, keep it up.
If there was ever a time we needed MPG and his inspiration and sense of humor, now is the time. So we are looking out to more videos and more of your presence on social media.
I wouldn't have thought about the sprig of time, the metaphor with the sprig of time.
He has a way with words.
I would have thought.
I'm telling you, you need to just, as a matter of fact, get on it right now.
Yeah.
You know, your phone is out, go and make a video.
On purpose. On purpose.
Thank you very much. All right, thanks for checking in with us, MPG. It's time for another break before we wrap things up here on Sunrise.
Can shape your motherhood. The Jamaica Cancer Society, helping women now. Visit the website at jcs.live. Early detection saves lives.
Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
Odyssey with Yendi, brought to you by Grace, Singer, and IslandNet Services.
It's time.
Welcome to High School Pitchside. We have another fascinating episode for you.
more matches, more big clashes.
Let's talk about some of the big rivalries coming up this week.
More of your favorite features.
And trust me, you won't fall asleep in this history class.
And of course, we always want to hear from you.
Hear from your alma mater's players and coaches in Team Talk.
You know we can't leave you out. So send us your messages on social media and watch us react on FanView.
And you know we love a good little debate, right, Gio? We've got you covered all season long on High School Pitchside.
High School Pitchside, your ultimate guide to all things schoolboy football, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than
rages and the billows begin to roll. The blessed Rock of Ages speaks peace to my soul. He holds me in his arms so safe and so warm, and I find shelter in the eye of the storm. That is the message we are leaving you with today. Patricia Chisholm, thank you very much. And of course, you know, that's how we wrap things up from Sunrise for today. Just a reminder that, you know, Jamaicans, they need our help. We need to send as much support their way. So if you can, please consider volunteering for cleanup efforts. If you can, if you have the facility in your vehicle, just go into the space and just let people come and charge their devices, you know, give people some hotspot. Just sit there for a few hours and let people contact their loved ones, something to get them back connected. Right now, there are so many people who would do anything just to connect with people, to hear their voice, to just know that their mom is okay, to know that their dad is okay, and to know that they can begin to think about doing something. So you can give support through supportjamaica.gov.jm, but you can just give your time, you know.
Also your blood. Remember that, you know, you can also give blood in this time. And in terms of volunteering, you can also see what else you can donate. Water, I'm sure, is something that everybody could do with at this time. If there's a way to get water out into affected areas, I'm sure that would be very appreciated.
Remember the people of Lethe? Lethe?
Lethe.
Never heard of it before?
Me neither.
Lethe.
Now we know. Now we know. And of course, our thoughts are also with our neighbors in Cuba and with our CARICOM brothers and sisters in the Bahamas and Bermuda as the storm makes its way there.
All right, folks. That's it for today. Keep safe. Stay hopeful. Don't lose hope. Don't lose faith. Remember, the sun always rises after the storm. See you bright and early tomorrow for more Sunrise.
Sure as the sun will rise, you're going alright. As long as the moon will light you, I feel alright. Not if you know everything alright. You know you're going alright. Yeah, yeah. Wake in the morning and hear Rastafari. Put a bang bang whoa. Now in the middle of your stressing, don't forget the blessing. Alright. And keep on progressing, cause everything's a lesson. Alright, trust me. For winning off is sell out the brethren, cause all of we a legend. Alright, you kill the messenger, you can't kill the message. Can't kill the message.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.